I was sick last week, so I didn't do my video. I felt guilty because, I've made a commitment to myself and to my 3 viewers to do this on a regular basis. Part of me thought, the show must go on! But a bigger part of me thought, here's some highlights of the Slashdot news articles I found interesting in the last couple of weeks. And as always, links to these articles can be found down in the doobly-doo. This week's theme is education. Here's something that could liven up school field trips: turning the Hayden Planetarium into a giant video game. There have been a lot of stories in the news recently about creative uses of video games. One of these efforts actually used video gamers to decode some complex proteins that scientists have been working on for 10 years trying to cure AIDS. By combining the efforts of a bunch of video gamers, they solved this 10-year-old problem in a few weeks. Which answers a question that I heard asked recently. Does everything have to be a game? Yeah, why not? From the Distributing Bits of Knowledge department, Professor resigns from Stanford to launch online education project. I don't really have a lot to say about this. I just like hearing when people find new ways of doing things. And when a Stanford professor quits his job to start teaching online, well, that's pretty different. Here's another new way of doing things. Apple nets 350,000 textbook downloads in 3 days. Just like with the article about the Stanford professor, I don't really have any clever quips or additional opinions about this one. I just like that people are being given the tools to create and distribute textbooks on iPads. This next one grabbed my attention because I have a daughter who's going to be leaving for college in a little over a year. Study analyzes recent grads' unemployment by major. The study basically says that a lot of students and their parents aren't putting enough thought into what major they choose. They're making a huge investment of their own money and student loans and really aren't thinking a lot about whether that job is going to be there at the end of the tunnel. Looks like me and my daughter have some homework to do. Sticking with the jobs thread, learn to code, get a job, according to CNN. I'm not going to get into the religious debate going on among software geeks whether this CNN headline is oversimplifying things.
Learn to code, get a job.
That might be an oversimplification, but I do agree with one part of the article vehemently. Knowing how to code software is really becoming a rudimentary skill. Even if you're not planning on making a living as a software engineer, it helps to know how to do some code. The article says, it's time Americans begin treating computer code the way we do the alphabet or arithmetic. I may be a little biased because I have a lot of software engineering experience, but I really think this is the case. And you may not get a job by doing the exercises at Code Academy, but it couldn't hurt. From the distributing bits of distributing